Here you will create a new annotative text style that specifies a paper text height. Then you will create an annotative text object with representations at two different scales. You will then arrange these representations to be displayed in separate viewports. Finally, you will create annotative text in Paperspace. Open the Documentation 3 project file. Before we create any text, let's create a layer to hold it. Go to the Layer Properties Manager and create a layer called Text. Set that layer current. Then type ST, which is the alias for style, and press Enter. Create a new text style called Title. OK. Check Annotative, and then change the paper text height to 5, which is 5 millimeters in this case. Click Apply and Close. Next, create some multi-line text. Zoom in to this area between the gears and click the two opposite corners of a rectangle. Type the words Planetary, Enter, Gears, and then close the text editor. Move this down so that it's roughly centered between the gears. Zoom out a bit. Next, come down here and look at these three controls. These govern the annotative feature. This icon, when on, allows you to show annotative objects for all scales. Well, right now we just have one object at this one scale. This allows you to automatically add scales to annotative objects when the annotation scale changes. Let's toggle that on. And then let's go ahead and change the annotation scale by using this pop-up. Change the annotation scale to 1 to 2. We automatically got a new representation at a different scale. This text is larger because if it's displayed at a scale of 1 to 2, it has to be twice as large to display at the same effective size as the original text, which was displayed at 1 to 1. Click on this object, and you'll see both scales appear. We have a smaller representation, which is designed to appear at a scale of 1 to 1, and a larger representation, which is designed to appear at a scale of 1 to 2. You can actually move these representations apart using the grips. Zoom out, click this grip, and move this up here in this blank area where there's more room. Press Escape to deselect. Notice that this representation disappeared. That's because I'm looking at this right now at a scale of 1 to 2. If I change this back to 1 to 1, you'll see the other representation, which is designed for this particular scale. So you see, annotative text allows you to represent the same information in as many scales as you need. Now let's go to Layout 1. In Layout 1, we see the text two different times because we're looking at two different viewports at two different scales. So this is the beauty of it. We get the text at 5 millimeters in height no matter what. Over here it says planetary gears, but it's not clear what it's referring to. So I'm going to zoom in there, and in Paperspace I'll draw a line from right here, and then I'll use ortho and draw it horizontally some short distance. And then I'll turn off ortho and click a point right here on this gear. Enter. Repeat the line command, and then snap to this end point, and click a point down here. I'll turn off snap and click a point on this gear somewhere so that we can see what these lines are pointing to a little more easily. I'll type DONUT for the donut command. I'll type an inside diameter of 0 and an outside diameter of 2. And then I'll use the endpoint snap to snap it to this line. And again, over here. Enter. So now the text refers to the planetary gears here, and this viewport can be activated by double-clicking. So this viewport is at a scale of 1 to 2. The viewport scale matches the annotation scale. Over here, we have a viewport at a scale of 1 to 1. We don't need any special leaders here because this is obvious that it's referring to these gears. I'll double-click outside, and over here in the corner of the title block, we can add some more annotative text. I'll click the multi-line text tool again, click 2 points to draw this rectangle, and then type M1 for mechanical 1. And then I'll change the justification to middle center. Close the text editor, and the text that I just drew here in the layout also measures 5 millimeters in height. So in this lesson, you learned how to create annotative text styles, objects, and representations at different scales. You also used grips to arrange the text representations differently in 2 separate viewports and on a layout.